welcome to this week's video. As you can see, I changed the setup a little bit. I decided to sit on my balcony because the weather is just so great here in Portugal. And well, now you also have an idea of how my balcony looks like. So, as you maybe can remember, last week we spoke about how you can create time for yourself to focus more on your career or whatever that's important for you. So this week we're gonna talk a bit more like, now you have created this time, how you can make best use of it and how to use that time to accomplish whatever that's important. So in 5 steps I'm going to help you to be highly productive and to actually get that things done, because that is what we want, right? So the first step is you need to set a goal for the year. What is it that you would like to achieve this year? You need a goal in order to help yourself move forward. Without a goal, nothing really will happen, and the chance that you will achieve whatever that's important for you will be smaller. It's the same with, for example, if you want to lose weight, you need to set some sort of target how many kilos you want to lose. Otherwise, the chance that you will reach whatever you find important is much smaller. What helps you is if you make your goal as specific as possible. So for this, you could, for example, use the methodology SMART. It's a methodology that you can just Google and then you see, templates or examples that can help you to make your goal very specific. The more concrete you make your goal, the more likely you will go for it. And try also to make it very exciting. So let me give you an example of a goal. Could be by date Y, I have completed my passion project A within the scheduled time and budget, and it led to result this. It's very specific and it's basically time bound. It's for the year. Then from there we move to step number 2. You need to break your year goal into a goal for the upcoming 3 months. A year goal is very far away. It will not motivate you to start getting into action right now, and that's what we want, right? We want to get into action. So you need to define what is the goal that you would like to accomplish in the next 3 months. What is your quarterly goal? So an example could be, by date Y, I have accomplished the research phase of my passion project A. And again, try to make it as specific and concrete as possible. Then step number 3, create a 3-month planning. So for the goal that you've just set for the upcoming 3 months, for the quarterly goal, what are the steps that you need to take in order to achieve those? So for that you create a 3-month planning and you try to define activities that you need to do on a weekly basis. So for example, if you're talking about the goal to where you would like to achieve the research, that you can accomplish the research phase of your passion project, one activity, for example, could be is that you have identified the sources for where you could get information from. That can be an activity. And probably the very first few weeks, your activity list activities are much more concrete. And it can be, if you look at the further down the road in 1 or 2 months, you don't know all these steps yet. That's fine. It will become more concrete the further you're down on your path and have finished your planning. So you can use any sort of tool. If you can use Excel, or if you Google on a weekly planner or project planner, you see a lot of different templates. So there are a lot of options that you can choose from. So what is important more than just the tool is that you talk about review this planning every week and see how far you are, with your goal. Have a look. Are there any activities you need to add? Are there activities you need to change or eliminate? Is your goal still very realistic? So you keep a bit of a higher overview of how far you are with whatever you want to achieve. Then you need to start planning your week, which is step number 4. On a weekly basis, you need to define, you get basically your 3-month planning. You have a look, okay, for this week, what are the things I need to do? And then at the beginning of the week, you're going to plot those activities at that week. So it can be that you, from your 3-month planning, you have particular activities, and you're gonna have a look, okay, that I'm gonna work on Thursday morning. That is what this activity I'm going to have a look at on Friday afternoon. I'm gonna have a meeting on Tuesday morning. So you're gonna plot those things when roughly you're going to do what. And for example, I use Google Calendar, but again, you can use whatever tool that works for you. Then you go to step number 5, where you're going to start planning your day. Basically, you need to, at the beginning of the week, beginning of the day, you need to have a look, what are really all the activities I need to do and what hour am I going to do what. So what works very well for me is a planning called Rocks and Gravel. I'm going to explain to you in a bit how that works. At the beginning of the day, I always use a simple notebook to write it down, but again, you can use any tool that works for you. Basically, you need to create 2 columns. at the left, you write down all the hours that you're planning to work. So for example, if you're planning to work from 9 to 5, you write down all the hours that, you list down all the hours that you want to work. Then in the left column, you're going to schedule the rocks. So rocks are activities that take considerable time that you need to schedule in your calendar. So it can be a time to think, to research, it can be also meetings, and you really plan them in your calendar. So it can be at the beginning of the day you say, okay, between 9 and 11 I'm going to work on this. And hopefully you have taken them from already your weekly planning. On the right column, you're going to write the gravel. So what do I mean with gravel? Gravel basically are those very typical small things that usually distract you, right? So you need to call this person, or you need to send a quick email, all these sort of things. And then you list them in the right column. Usually you can do these things typically between large activities, and you tag them off when you have done it. And the rule of thumb is, when it takes less than 5 minutes, it's gravel. When it's more, you basically really need to plan for it, and then it's a rock. So you need to put them in your calendar, and you really need to schedule them. And what is very valuable, if you begin every day with a new planning, and you review what is it that maybe there's something you left behind from the day before, and you put them in your rocks and gravel planning. So I hope that these steps help you to become a bit more concrete and how to achieve your goals, and how to make best use of the time that you've created for yourself. Of course, I'm now creating just a very small video with creating these 5 steps. If you ever feel you get a bit stuck or you need some further help, feel free to reach out to me, and we can have a look how you can better plan your time. So that's it for this week. Wishing you all the best, good luck, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye bye.